Hey up, folks. Darkstorm2Bad here. Just wanted to whip up something, well, yeah, like, not really got the most time at the moment, but I wanted to whip up something quick, for International Men's Day. Yeah, somebody caring about this day. Crazy, right? Now, it's mainly aimed just like the boys and the young men, as I know there's a lot of crazy crap going on, particularly with the worst candidate for presidency possible getting in. Again. Now, I see a lot of things going around Twitter, because of course it's Twitter, about how men are terrible and how all men should die and yes it is all men and all the rest of it, but you know what? It just isn't true. The people saying these things are wrong. Yeah, I said it. Are there a lot of men with horrible attitudes towards women out there? Absolutely. The people saying awful things about men are speaking out of hurt from the horrible experiences they've had. And it's likely leaving you wondering what you've done wrong. Even some of you who haven't even had time to do anything wrong. Seriously? It isn't about you. If you're a decent person who doesn't do any of the awful things that are being talked about, like assaulting, raping, killing, and just generally oppressing women, then it isn't about you. Even if there's someone yelling, yes, it is all men, it's not. Do not listen to that person. Do not listen to anybody trying to tar you all with the same brush. If you come across men tarring all women with the same brush, telling you that they just want to hurt you, or use you for your money, or that they're all inferior to men, then don't listen to them either. Generalization is one of the things keeping us all at each other's throats. It's what has all these... Sorry, I'm, slipping up a bit there. It's what has all these men pushing back against women due to third wave feminism, which in turn was women pushing back against men due to many of them not understanding that more rights for women doesn't mean less rights for men. And the push for actual feminism came around in the first place because of some general belief that women were somehow inferior, and it's been going on for smeg knows how long, and it just seems like right when things look like they're getting better, something happens to just make another area worse. And it's all falling down upon you. The next generation of young men, women, non-binary folks, hell, even the children. Children aren't allowed to be children anymore. They're getting sucked into this at younger and younger ages, and it's just depressing. Still, even though we're all affected, I'm addressing the men specifically because it's International Men's Day. You've likely already seen crap on Twitter saying we shouldn't care about men's mental health, but of course we should. It's mental health. Poor mental health always has negative effects, and it only negatively affects the sole sufferer in the best case scenario. And that's the best of a bad bunch of scenarios, of course. Honestly, I hate the fact that I'm talking about Andrew Tate again. He is no role model to anybody, but everybody should be wary of him because his tactics for getting followers are reminiscent of those of a cult. Young men, like yourself, feel invalidated and isolated by the world around you because of the vocal individuals saying nobody cares about men's mental health or that boys are just violent and stupid. And then you see boys and men acting out because they feel attacked or think they may as well be bad if the world already sees them that way. Or maybe they've just been taught the wrong lessons. Hell, some of them may just be evil. I'm by no means ruling out the possibility of evil men. We're humans after all. My point is, when you're made to feel vulnerable and isolated, there can be these cult leaders, manliness gurus, even terrorist organizations who will offer people in your position solidarity, a place of belonging, and the notion that they're the only people who won't turn their back on you like the world seems to have done. Now, you may think there's no way you'd join something so unhinged, but they don't just show their full hand right away. They earn your trust little by little, before sooner or later, you really do feel like they're the only ones you can trust. You may not realise it right away, but then again, that's how they get you. That isn't the way you have to be, though. You are your own individual. You are inviolable and subject to your own will alone, just like everyone around you is subject to their own will alone. If a woman is being nasty to you and telling you that you deserve to be lonely, that doesn't make it true. She doesn't know you, and she isn't a representation of all women. She's just individually being shitty. If a woman's just minding her own business, and the man calls, "Oh, check out the tits on her," or something like that, he's not a representation of all men either. He too is individually being shitty. Of course, I can't count out mob mentality, because peer pressure can be powerful, and even destructive. But you don't need to act the same way as people just to fit in. If you don't think an action is right, then you don't need to partake in it. Remember, people are stupid, but a person is smart. Do you really need to be liked by everyone anyway? You don't even like everyone. I certainly know I don't like everyone. If you stay true to your individuality and exude the energy that you feel comfortable with, then you'll attract the right people. And when you do, talk about your feelings and what you're going through. Build a solid foundation. If anybody tells you that no one wants to hear it, that just means that they themselves don't want to. And that tells you they're not right for you. Of course, if you get told that you deserve to be lonely or you deserve to be locked up or die just for the inexcusable crime of being a man, then just protect yourself and block all communication with them. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. And what is firing vindictive comments back their way going to achieve in the end anyway? True, everyone's freedoms should be respected, including the freedom to offend. They have the freedom to offend, as do you, but being free to do something doesn't make it mandatory. I understand it can make you mad. It used to make me mad too. I'd always think, I don't rape or kill women. I don't tell them they should stay in the kitchen. Why am I being lumped in with those who do? And eventually, I realised that it isn't about me. I mean, if I have no intent to act like the men who hurt these women, and a lot of the women saying these things have never even met me in the first place, because of course it's Twitter, then how could it possibly be about me, you know? The internet can feel like an absolute war zone right now. Especially Twitter. Oh wow, especially Twitter. I've imagined I have something against Twitter. But it's important not to fall into the trap of thinking, why are women like this? The question is, why are these women like this? And also, is there anything I can do to change this? Yeah, the whole attitude of, yes it is all men, can make this difficult, especially on young minds, but you just need to cut them out. You can't find inner peace if you're constantly at war, you know? What was it Emperor Palpatine said? Let the hate flow through you? This is actually sound advice. Let the hate flow through you. I know he meant to feel the hatred and use it to Vader's advantage, or rather, his own, But what I mean is to let it flow through you instead of letting it get inside you and start unpacking all its shit. Even in the face of some women saying you shouldn't trust men, they're all shitty, they're wrong. Not all men are shitty. Yeah, I said not all men. What are you going to do about it? The men who stalk, rape and kill women are shitty. The men who threaten to do those things are shitty. The men who even joke about those things are shitty. That doesn't mean you have to be. That doesn't mean that you are. Feeling like you may as well be bad because other people see you as bad is another trap that's easy to fall into. Don't let the volatile portions of your surroundings shape you. Remember, you are subject to your own will. International Men's Day is about supporting men. Heck, all of November is Men's Mental Health Month. But I feel like a big part of supporting men is holding your fellow man accountable. If one of your drinking buddies sees a woman and jokes about taking her away from her partner or something, call him out on it. Support him into being a better person. True, he may lash out or fall back on, it's just a joke, mate. But that's on him. People are free to be dickheads, but we're also free to try to dissuade our peers from being dickheads. Try not to feel too bad on yourself if you don't get it right all the time. Men are people too, and people are fallible. If we make a mistake, we should do our best to rectify it and resolve any harm that may have been caused. Oftentimes, I've wondered what I can do against a society whose genders have been at war with each other since far before I was born. You may be wondering about that yourselves too. Sorry for the vague answer, but all we can do is our best. Our best depends on each of us, and it won't always be the same every day. But even in the face of those constantly trying to break you down, you need the determination to build yourselves and each other back up, and help others to do the same. What's that saying? Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that? Anyway, I've rambled on for long enough. Happy International Men's Day. Take care of yourselves and each other, and let's take care of more and more along the way. I've been Dots Not Too Bad. Thanks for coming to me Tit Talk, and I'll see you later. In a bit.